Trump wins the presidency, I have 2 places I can go to. And I can always swim back if he loses. You know, the other day I was actually on BuzzFeed, and I was reading about this article about this woman who takes pictures of men's penises, and she dresses them up in costume. And before you ask me, and before you ask me, they're erect. Believe me. But you know, like she was trying to get rid of like the dick pic stigma, and you know what? I wouldn't mind getting a dick pic if it was dressed like Kanye West, like a cowboy, Donald Trump. You know what? I take that back. Don't dress your penis up like Donald Trump. Even your dick doesn't want to be a dick. Hey. Why does Donald Trump always have to be on the bottom during sex? Why? Because he can only fuck up. Hey! Okay. So if you don't know me, I'm from Los Angeles, California, and thank you. And I'm a Valley girl, but I'm not like a Valley girl, even though I definitely know people who talk like this. And but California is really expensive. Like the real estate is expensive. We have a drought. Water's expensive, and fashion is really expensive. Like my friend once spent $50 on a pair of tights that had all these like rips and snags in it. Like not even like a pair of leggings, like tights. And it just looked like she had like varicose veins all up her leg. And I don't know why if the varicose vein like trend is fashionable, then my grandmother was sexy. And you know, like I like to think of myself as like knowing a lot about Hollywood culture, like knowing like if you want to come up to me and ask me like how a celebrity is in person, like I will ruin your dreams because they're not always like they are. But I like to think that like people were always asking me like Mayan, like what's the new hot trend like in Los Angeles going on right now? Besides like juicing and kale, like coffee enemas are really a big thing right now. Yeah, you can get like regular coffee in the morning and then like decaf, so you can kind of just get a little kick to your colon. And if you're worried about it going your first time, you can get like 2% or soy milk, so it can soften that delightful anus. And my mom actually got one once, and but she swore she would never do it again because it was iced. I just made all that up. But if it was true, I wouldn't want my ass wrapped. Now, I was thinking about Starbucks recently, and like being my unique name, I always have to spell my name, but I always get it wrong. So I'm thinking of a solution. Why don't baristas just say the description of the person that's getting the coffee? Like, excuse me, the man who looks like an owl? Your cappuccino is ready? The white woman wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt? Your iced tea is here. The hipster looking at his own reflection in the window? Your Oprah tea is ready. And, you know, like as a kid, like this is like a big thing for me to be able to stand up here because like I was always a little bit nervous. I was always kind of that kid that would say things and just kind of, it's good for improv, but I always get myself in trouble. Like I always had like these phases, like I used to wear a bindi on my head every day in 3rd grade because I wanted to be like Indian for some reason. Not saying like they're great people, like great food, love Bollywood. But, and I also had a Justin Bieber phase, like a really intense Justin Bieber phase. But I also had a phase where I wanted to open a coffee shop. And I actually had like a apron that had like Mayan's coffee shop, and it had like a little embroidered chihuahua on it. That's the most Mexican thing to see me in. But I would always make coffee for people, and they'd be like, Mayan, like this coffee is great. Like, what's your secret ingredient? And I'm like, I'm not telling you. It's a secret. So I was at a restaurant with my family once. BD, before divorce, with my parents. And I was making coffee for my dad, and he was like, what the hell are you doing? Like when I was about to put the secret ingredient in. My secret ingredient was spit. I used to spit in people's coffee. You know, people might say like, Maya, this is a little bit like a thing of like a psychopath. Like, but, you know, I always say is, I'm an only child, and I just thought of it as me trying to be a part of everyone. Thank you very much.